Lakers fans are making their way in a rare early tip for Max Christie and the Los Angeles Lakers. Going to take on the Charlotte Hornets, and their number 2 overall pick, Brandon Miller, gets his second crack at the Las Vegas Summer League. Busy day today. We got 8 games in the 2 venues here. The 4 games at Thomas and Mack, Lakers and Hornets coming up. Pistons and Rockets to follow. Victor Wembanyama and his second Summer League game against the Blazers. Pelicans and Warriors will close it out a little bit later on. Welcome courtside with Seth Greenberg. I'm Mark Kestisher. George Sedano along as well. Brandon Miller played 2 games in the Sacramento Summer League. Didn't have the numbers he wanted. Little uptick for Brandon Miller, the number 2 pick for the Hornets on Friday night.
I have no concerns about Brandon Miller. 6'9", 6'11" wingspan, 3-level scorer, a big-time three-point shooter, understanding the NBA game where his shots are coming from, but his ability to stretch defense, beat you off the bounce, finish at the rim, make plays for other, an impactful defender, and a guy that can rebound his position. Brandon Miller will be just fine.
Brandon Miller, who was the number 2 pick overall in the NBA draft. And then Max Christie, it was a second-round pick last year by the Los Angeles Lakers. He is the second-round pick last year for Los Angeles, a guy who has spent the summer in the gym, and it really showed in Game 1 at the Summer League on Friday with 22 points.
Bigger, stronger, more confident, 6'5". I call him a ball guard. He can play on the ball. He can play off the ball. He has the ability to get the ball to a middle game, elevate, shoot it. He can shoot the ball to the three-point line, shooting at a high level in Summer League. 61% from the 3, 54 from the 2. He is a complete offensive player. He's gotten stronger, and when he turns the corner, he can put it on your head.
That was over a 7-footer, Jace Johnson, as part of a big first half for Max Christie, who had those 22 points and 7 rebounds. Let's get you the starters for our first game between the Lakers and the Hornets. Christie, Jalen Hood-Schifino, the 17th pick overall in the draft, will be in the starting lineup. On the other side, Nick Smith, who was a number 27 pick, the second of 2 first-round picks for Charlotte, joining Brandon Miller in the starting lineup. And we are underway from Las Vegas. And an early violation off the tip as we get set between the Lakers, who won their Vegas opener over the Warriors, 103-96. The Hornets still looking for their first win of the entire Summer League. Get some clock issues here early. Get the bugs out early, underway here in Vegas.
Gives you more time to let the game, develop the theme of the game. I like it.
There you go.
They heard that you had a lot of good stuff.
Don't use it all in one spot. Charlotte, Seth, looking to build on a little momentum the other day because they have struggled to shoot it. In fact, they've shot under 30% most of their Summer League so far.
They've struggled to shoot it, score, get to the line. But that's what Summer League's all about. This isn't all about winning and losing. This is all about getting an understanding of the game. They've got 2 really exciting rookies, obviously, Nick Smith and Brandon Miller. You got James Bouknight, who's got to show the next level, see if he can take his game to another level.
That's Nick Smith trying to get out of a trap and pass it down to the baseline. A turnover for Charlotte. You saw Jalen Hood-Schifino score the first 2 points for the Lakers, their early draft pick. Out of the University of Florida, Colin Castleton with the turnaround hook gets it to fall.
Colin Castleton was leading the Lakers in assists in Summer League, an elite ball screen defender and rim protector.
A little different tact for the Lakers Summer League team. It's a very streamlined roster, minimal amount of players. It looks like a team that has come to win Summer League as James Bouknight, who's looking for a big year, hits a 3.
Yeah, it's big time for James Bouknight. He's got to be able to knock down shots and be more efficient.
Hood-Schifino, number 11 in gold. Here's Max Christie. And a turnover on the baseline pass, stolen by Traven Scott out of Cincinnati. Trey taking it to the glass in traffic. Well, as Hood-Schifino brings it up, Seth, the one thing you've heard from some Lakers people was a little sped up in his first Summer League game, actually his second Summer League game after he was a little slow to get things going, and then found kind of a nice even groove on Friday night and hopes to deliver that into tonight's game.
Yeah, he's a very aggressive, downhill driving, physical player, but he's also got to pick his spots, when to get others involved, when to be aggressive, when to look to score. And I say it all the time, and it sounds redundant, but it's a process for these young guys. 24-second clock, How quickly do you go? Decision making is obviously so important.
Yep. A lot of times we look at box scores, we see shot attempts, shots made, missed. As Swider couldn't come up with that one, and it goes off his foot and out of bounds. And I think the biggest stat when you're looking at Jalen Hood-Schifino from the last game was played 29 minutes, didn't turn the ball over, and that's what they want to see.
Take care of the basketball. It's like there, Cole Swider. Pick up a loose ball. Don't dribble a loose ball off the ground. Go down, two hands, pick it up, gain possession, then make a play. One of my pet peeves when I was coaching.
I was going to say. Now the officials discussing here, I guess, where they will put the ball in play. Because there was no possession of the ball, they will go side out or baseline out. They'll go baseline. Well, let's see.
No,
the official holding the ball is at the baseline, so we'll go there. See, we're all learning. Max Christie to get it in. Got a soft shot, couldn't get it. Castleton right there sticks it back.
Nice job of Castleton getting the offensive glass, and a really nice job of Jalen Hood-Schifino kind of snaking that ball.
Brandon Miller had it blocked by Christie, but stayed with it, and ball goes careening out of bounds.
Look at Castleton on the right-hand side of your screen right now. He does a nice job of staying active, not allowing himself to get blocked out, and getting to the offensive glass.
We only brought a couple of bigs. We told you it's a very small roster. They've got 12 guys, the Lakers do, on their Summer League roster, and it's going to see a lot of time. Very patient Trey Scott that time with the bucket.
A really good pass by Kai Jones.
Castleton near 7-footer going to Demoy Hodge. Nice re-feed and bucket.
Really good play right there. Demoy Hodge, a 3-and-D guy, really shoots the ball, led the SEC in steals, but great decision off of that ball screen.
Demoy Hodge, who finished up his collegiate career at Missouri, began at Cleveland State from the British Virgin Islands. Told it's a big deal down there. He's dressed in a Lakers uniform, playing some NBA Summer League action. And a beautiful dime that last time down floor.
Yeah, Hodge comes off this ball screen, reads the help defender right there. Did a little bit of drop coverage. Really good decision right there. When you come off those ball screens, you got to not just read your defender, you got to read the help side defender. If they string that thing out in drop coverage and they don't tag the roll, you got to throw the lob. Great decision by Demoy Hodge.
Brandon Miller at the line. The number 2 overall pick. Got lost a little bit, maybe just a little bit in all the hype surrounding Victor Wembanyama, who was number 1 in the 1 versus 2 matchup after his outstanding year at Alabama.
Yeah, Kesty, I thought he was a little passive in the first 2 Summer League games. But I think he's settled in. He's been a little more aggressive. He's got to get his shot off a little bit quicker.
The Lakers Summer League coach is J.D. Dubois, who's entering his 2nd season as a Darvin Ham assistant. Was with the Pistons previously, and pretty big honor for him to come back to Los Angeles as well as an Inglewood native.
I think anytime you're an L.A. guy and you get the chance to put on that logo, it's a big thing. I mean, 9 years at Long Beach State, and the Lakers are just different. You know, the Lakers are the Yankees, or I guess in California, and the Dodgers.
There you go. 8 points for Colin Castleton. We saw Rob Pelinka, the general manager of the Lakers, and one of the newest Lakers, Gabe Vincent, taking in today's game courtside here in Las Vegas. We kind of touched on it a little bit. Big year for Bouknight. He's going to get this shot here out of the corner and drains the triple.
That is really good. Bouknight knocking down back-to-back threes. Has struggled shooting the 3-ball. Only shot 30% last year for the Hornets. A guy that really was wired to score at UConn.
Demoy Hodge hitting a 3. Bouknight going into his 3rd year. Kai Jones going into his 3rd year as well. So 2 guys that the Hornets are keeping a close eye on. See if they can up their game a notch. And here they are with a little two-man game. Book Knight blocked by Castleton has had a really good start to the game, and a nice save by Hood-Schifino. Christie pitch to the corner.
Decision making for Book Knight, I think, is really important. Shot selection, shot quality. He's a volume three-point shooter, but he's got to take good shots.
Timeout here in Vegas.
NBA 2K24 Summer League is proudly sponsored by NBA 2K24. Scan the QR code to learn more and pre-order now. Rated E for everyone.
Welcome to Las Vegas. The Lakers with a three-point lead here early in the first quarter at Thomas and Mack Center. I'm George Sedano. So, Max Christie, guys, has been balling thus far at Summer League, going back to the California Classic in his first game here in Las Vegas, averaging 22 points per game, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists. And he's adding ball handling duties here, initiating offense. That's something they want to look forward to here at Summer League. The 6'6" guard from Michigan State has also added a ton of muscle. If you look at him, his frame is completely different. He was 190 pounds when drafted. I talked to the Lakers. They said he's added about 15 pounds of muscle, and he is a pro's pro. A diary in regards to his eating habits. They started that last year. That's how they helped him put on the weight, along with getting into the weight room. And you've seen him flourish here thus far, as you would like to see from a second-year player at Summer League, Kesty.
Appreciate it, George. And so many times we were wrapping up Laker broadcasts last year, and it's not uncommon to see a rookie or even a second or third-year player who's deep on the bench come out and work out after games. But consistently, Seth, every single time I had a Lakers game, we'd be starting our post-game show, and there was Max Christie working out with a shooting coach or a position coach. And clearly he's the same kind of guy in the weight room as well, as we see.
You think about it, he's the first guy there probably on the first bus pregame, and he's the last guy to leave. But, you know, if he wants to learn how to put on a couple pounds, he could just hang out with you and me.
At least you said "and me." I thought you could.
I was going to throw you into the bus, but I figured it's a long day today. You'll have many opportunities to reciprocate.
I heard the beeping coming by. But look, it's not easy to make a roster where they, on the fly, the Lakers, went at the trade deadline, brought in new pieces, seemed to clearly worked around LeBron James and Anthony Davis on a run to the Western Conference Finals. And then Rob Pelinka basically re-signed the whole team and brought in Gabe Vincent as well. So minutes will be hard to come by.
Yeah, you think about those guys that they have signed or re-signed or brought in, and you look where they were in the regular season, but you look how these guys also elevated their game in the playoffs. I mean, Austin Reeves, another level, shoot almost 40 from the three-point line. Rui Hachimura, 41% from the three-point line in the playoffs. Those guys they signed when the Lakers were healthy and they had Anthony Davis and they had LeBron James. All of a sudden, those guys have a chance to elevate their game because the game becomes easier. They get to second and third and fourth and fifth best defenders on the floor, and a lot of attention goes out to obviously LeBron and Anthony.
Well, the Lakers, who at one point were in 13th place in the Western Conference near the All-Star break and apparently going nowhere, made it all the way into the main playoff round before losing to the Denver Nuggets. It'll go down as a sweep, but just about all 4 of those games were ultra competitive, losing to the teams that eventually won. And then a guy who was on the other side of that finals, you just saw Gabe Vincent, who was with Miami. What a turnaround. What a journey he has had coming into that 3-year contract now with LA.
Think about how much money Tyler Hero's injury made Gabe Vincent.
That's a great point.
I mean, like,
and he took advantage.
Tyler Hero doesn't go down, and who knows where Gabe Vincent's role would be or how people would perceive him. But Tyler Hero goes down, typical of the Heat. Next guy up. Guys are ready to go, and boy, did he produce.
Bryce McGowan's just into the game. We had a little hockey line change. The last free throw, although Max Christie and Hood-Schifino still on the floor for Los Angeles.
And that's a matchup that's going to be fun to watch. Amari Bailey and Hood-Schifino. It's like looking in the mirror.
How about
Both
that?
of those guys are tough.
No-look pass. And the three-pointer drop by Maxwell Lewis, second-round pick out of Pepperdine.
you're going to try to get as many Pepperdine references
yes.
as possible, because you're just trying to get on campus.
I told you, I think it was on Friday, right, that we were in L.A. in my little trip up to see Pepperdine. We'll talk about that more a little bit later on, but we got a timeout
right here. Come off that ball screen, eyes on the rim, no looker. Maxwell Lewis, money. Woo!
Stay. Go corner, go corner. Slide. Come on, you with me. Cole, you in that corner. Cut.
Thank Max Christie for being mic'd up in case
Mic'd
the
up.
other guys didn't know. That's our
good.
life, right?
That saves someone from editing.
Colin Castleton, by the way, has hit his first 4 shots of the game for the Lakers. He's got 10 early. Justin Robinson. Another opportunity. Castleton grabs the rebound.
Justin Robinson, Virginia Tech grad, had a terrific college career.
Damian Baugh missing. Nice athletic rebound by Maxwell Lewis. Couldn't finish.
Maxwell Lewis is a long, athletic, skilled player. Great hands, explosive, and can really shoot it.
He is from Las Vegas. Went to Somerset Academy here in Vegas. Was told he was trying to squeeze as many tickets as he could from the Lakers to get as much family and friends in here. It's not easy anymore. We got another sellout on our hands. They're not all here yet, but they will be eventually.
There's a guy coming and playing a little later. I think people are a little excited to see.
Pretty cool here in Summer League this year, just the demand on top of everything else, as Victor Wembanyama will be with the San Antonio Spurs later tonight against Portland. That'll be the 3rd game here at Thomas and Mack. We've got the Pistons and the Rockets coming up a little bit later on. Spurs fans already in the house. Got planned for a long day, awesome day of Summer League basketball. As James Nagy will go to the free throw line for Charlotte. He was the number 31 pick in the draft from Nigeria, and the first one is good. As we remind you, Summer League action continues tonight here in Vegas. NBA TV, ESPN, and the ESPN app. NBA TV tonight has the Celtics and the Wizards at 7:30 Eastern Time. Denver and Atlanta, 9:30 Eastern Time. We got a chance to see the Nuggets on opening day.
Najee's 18 years old. 18 years old. Mark Williams had a terrific rookie season for the Hornets. Going to be a really good player. If you look at his numbers, in only 20 minutes a game, 9.7 rebounds, really, really effective. And Najee's a big body. You know, didn't get a chance to watch him much in terms of the synergy, but I watched his workouts. Good hands, long arms, runs the floor. Going to be a rim protector and a rim runner. But he's 18 years old. You know, it's not where he is. It's a futures market with him.
He won't be 19 until next month. August 14th is his birthday. Got a bunch of bigs in front of him in Charlotte as well. Cole Swider, 2-year player for the Lakers. They really love him and his offensive abilities.
Big-time shooter, 12 for 21 from the three-point line this summer. And opens up the floor. And you think about the Lakers, you need people that can space the court.
Hornets will play for the last shot here in the first quarter, down by 4. Justin Robinson, who spent his last year playing pro ball in Australia, will pull. Missed. Tipped and controlled by the Lakers. And that's 1 quarter. Colin Castleton, outstanding first quarter with 10 points. Hit his first 4 shots.
For him, you guys jump out to an early lead. You were the beneficiary of that. What got you guys going?
Just energy, coming out, playing hard. That's the biggest thing. Coach JD told us, just come out and play together. We're going to get good looks. We're just playing hard on defense.
You're a two-way guy for the South Bay Lakers. What do you got to prove out here?
Just that I'm capable of playing at the NBA level. You know, I know I'm good enough, and there's little things that have to happen, develop, and grow. And I feel like I'm doing little by little, day by day.
Colin, good luck. Thank you.
Thank you.
Guys, back to you.
All right, George, thanks a lot. And Seth, it's kind of a dream summer league so far for Colin Castleton. He's been terrific.
Colin Castleton has an ability. He has the ability to block shots. He's a very good short roll passer. He's an active rebounder. He's got a maturity about him. We always talk about those guys at the end of your bench or in the middle of your bench just fitting a role. And the Lakers need to find another post guy to complement where they're at now. Obviously, they have one signing, and I think it's going to be worthwhile. But, I mean, I just think that it's important right now for them to get a little bit more depth in their front court.
Brandon Miller missing there, and James Nagy, who had a thunderous dunk moments ago, got fouled that time. Loose ball foul.
Let me ask you, Jackson Hayes, long, rangy, athletic, terrific upside, excellent rim protector. I would think they would like to try to find one more, maybe more, a little bit more physical front court player that can add to it, especially they've had injuries with Anthony Davis. They're going to need to have some front court guys available.
I would think so. They were a little thin there, certainly against Denver, and not a traditional big in Nikola Jokic. Rui Hachimura took on that assignment as the Western Conference Finals went around. As Brandon Miller hits from outside there, and Castleton, you tell me, I'm not a math major here, 19 for 24 in the summer leagues. He's now shooting 79% from the field. That's good?
Yeah, that's not bad. And out there's another one right there.
He's going north of 80 now.
He takes shots he can make. He does a good job of using his dribble to get angles. And he's got terrific reach. To me, he looks like a guy that will play in the NBA.
Well, he's perfect 5 for 5 so far this afternoon with 12 points. Brandon Miller is off to a 1 for 6 start, and the shooting woes for the Charlotte Hornets Summer League team continues, including in California, where they've been below 30% much of the time, as Amari Bailey out of UCLA starts the offense. McGowan's with a head of steam, couldn't get there, but got the foul.
And McGowan's been a bright spot for this team in terms of in the summer league. But your shot percentage is reflective of the quality of shot you're getting. And they don't make a lot of plays for each other. Good rip and go by McGowan, going at the shot blocker. He's an explosive offensive player, young player that has a chance to be a very good player. Good length, good size, good body, shoot a little bit.
They really like him at 15 points in his Vegas Summer League debut on Friday. 46 games last year as a rookie. Was originally a two-way player with Charlotte, and then signed a four-year, a multi-year contract. As he hits the free throws there, fouled by Colin Castleton, who does have 3 fouls to go with his perfect 5 for 5 night on the offensive end.
He's got 7 left. He's good.
That's right. If you're new to Summer League, you get 10. Castleton for his size has little ball handling skills, and Najee rejects that one out of bounds.
And that's what Najee can do. Good job of recovering, long step. Watch his ability to cover ground on this recovery and challenge the shot.
7'5" wingspan in full display there. Castleton's first miss of the Summer League afternoon.
Very good passer. I mean, Castleton's leading the Laker teams in assists in the Summer League, showing the whole full repertoire.
Perfect, right? Pass to the big man. Let him wheel, try to deliver, nothing. Just turn around and knock it down. 14 for Castleton.
And I like him on that elbow some because he can drive it from there, and he is a terrific passer.
Colin Castleton, 6'11", 231. Began his collegiate career at the University of Michigan. Played his last 3 years with the Gators in Gainesville. Justin Robinson got his foot stepped on and knocked that one down as he got hit. Go try to walk it off.
Really nice job of him being shot ready, and Brandon Miller making the right decision, drawing a second defender and making a really nice pass right into the shooting pocket of Justin Robinson.
Chance at a 4-point play. They may look at it.
Ball on the floor is a three-point basket. The call after is under review.
All right, so they'll take a review here at the 7:18 mark. Kevin Fahey, our lead official. We'll get a look at the replay as well. We were behind Justin Robinson, couldn't see the action in front. So was he in his landing zone, I guess, is what they'll take a look at, as Jalen Hood-Schifino was the defender on the play. I think he was in his landing zone.
But, you know, I'm like one for life. And you, by the way, you're like Switzerland. You don't get involved at all.
That's right. I think this one's going to be in the landing zone. Dangerous closeout.
Strong comment by you.
Well, you know, you've goaded me into it. By the third day, I deliver for you. You said one for. I want to be 0 for 2.
And that's why the rule's in place right there.
Yeah. Injury protection. Now, in Hood Schifino's defense as well, a lot of shooters get the action moving forward. He went 3-4 feet forward.
Are you waffling on this decision?
I'm not waffling on decision. I'll let you know in a sec.
The
Listen.
call on the floor is being upgraded to a flagrant foul penalty 1. It's for a reckless closeout. Number 26 will receive 2 free throws to make 1 basket on a successful made 3.
There you go. So 4-point maximum. Got the 3 already in the bank. We'll take another look here at the closeout from Jalen Hood Schifino. Reckless closeout. And really, it doesn't look terribly reckless, but the reckless part is you're trying to save guys from coming down and getting injured.
Which is a good rule. I think between that and the flopping rule, it does put the officials kind of in an interesting position in terms of distinguishing the flopping rule, especially.
Yes.
What do you think is going to happen? Do you think that is going to become something that will eliminate flopping, or do you think it's just going to put pressure on the officials to make the call?
I think initially it's going to put pressure on the officials to make the call, but I think like everything else, it will essentially get legislated out, right? If it's called enough, the action will stop. And so hopefully we won't see many flopping calls after, December when the regular season starts. Here's the steal by Amari Bailey. Left-hand jam.
Amari Bailey had a great NCAA tournament and Pac-12 tournament. Was really good, more aggressive offensively, averaged about 17 points a game between the two.
This is where Charlotte's been getting their best offense in transition, but that time the steal. Demoy Hodge. And the finish for Alex Fudge.
Really nice pass. That's a play that Bouknight has to make in transition, whether it's stretch that defender and make it a 2-on-1 or be stronger with the ball going to the rim.
Alex Fudge, who also played at Florida with Colin Castleton, played us last year with the Gators on an Exhibit 10 contract. Miller missing from outside.
There's no conviction in Miller's release right now.
It's amazing the difference between the critical eye of the #1 pick versus the critical eye of the #2 pick. But this is what you do. That's what Summer League's all about, is to make the mistakes and correct them.
You don't know where your shots are coming from. You're playing with a new group of players. You've had limited practice. You don't have maybe that player that's going to get you those 2 or 3 wide open looks to knock it down, to gain some confidence, to get some momentum. And by the way, we talk about Victor, the critical eye. 9 points, 8 rebounds, 5 blocks, 3 assists, and people are losing their mind. Look, his skill set's ahead of his body. That's just the way it is. It's going to take time. It's not as easy as everyone thought it would be. But if you're around basketball, if you knew there's going to be a learning curve, and the learning curve might be a year, it might be a year and a half. He's got to get bigger and stronger so that he can deal with this, the quickness and the physicality of the NBA game.
He's got a long way to go, to your point. And I love the fact of just how open he was speaking post-game in the moment, not even a chance to, take it in a little bit, saying there were times I didn't know what I was doing out there. And that's another part of his process.
He was the most honest with everyone. Everyone was worried about anything and everything.
Gabe Vincent had a great road to the NBA, a long road to the NBA. The new Lakers guard coming up next. Lakers guard, freshly signed Gabe Vincent joining us. Great seats courtside, a little different perspective, right, than what you've had the last few years playing for the Heat. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you guys for having me.
How exciting for this new adventure for you, going to Los Angeles and getting set to suit up for the Lakers once camp comes around.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. It's a new chapter. I'm looking forward to helping this organization try to pursue another title.
What's it like for a guy from California to come back and have an opportunity to put on that uniform? Like, were you a Laker guy when you were growing up? Were you a Warriors guy? Where did you sit on that fence?
Yeah, I was more of a player guy. I never really had a specific team, but there's a number of players I admired and looked up to and tried to take bits of their game and add to mine. So I'm definitely excited to be back out west to be a part of this organization.
Gabe, there's a lot of players out here, obviously, that went high draft picks, but there's even more players that didn't get drafted that are coming through Summer League. I mean, this was your life a few years ago. You were undrafted back in 2018 out of Santa Barbara. You signed a two-way with the Heat 3 years ago, and then you're starting in the NBA Finals, free agent, and now with the Lakers. What was that climb like? Take us to the very beginning when you're in a lot of these guys' shoes.
Yeah, I mean, it was difficult. You know, you're trying to scratch and claw and find your way. You have this chip on your shoulder, and you're battling day in, day out, you know, and opportunities present themselves, and you just do what you can to take advantage and just try to continue to stack as many good days as you can.
What did you learn from being part of that Heat culture organization? You know, you hear everyone talk about the Heat culture that you can bring to the Laker organization and help them get from where they were last year to that championship game.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of the quote-unquote culture is within me as well. And I think that's what made my transition with them so seamless. It's just about winning. You know, be a competitor. Come out here and play basketball the right way. Put winning first. You know, it'd be amazing how far you can get doing that.
Well, we got an early timeout. Oh, I had so many more for you, Gabe, but we'll let you off the hook on the timeout. We can't wait to running out the night. The 10-day tournament-style format will culminate with a championship game a week from tomorrow, Monday the 17th, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific, here on ESPN.
You fired up about that?
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be really. I think it's going to be really interesting because those games count in your 82-game schedule.
Oh, the NBA Cup.
Yeah,
definitely looking forward to that one as well. Yes. I want to get some NBA Cup discussion coming up in a bit as McGowan's misses out of the corner.
I'm sorry, I was multitasking.
That's okay.
As you were
That's
doing that read,
I was going for the schedule, but I wanted to get to NBA Cup, which was announced last night by the league, and this will be the new in-season tournament that Adam Silver mentioned yesterday as Cole Swider knocks down the three. That's been, I think he said, that's been rattling around the league for the last 15 years. It was something that the late commissioner David Stern had talked about and Adam Silver had picked up on. And yeah, it'll be regular season games in November, culminating here in Las Vegas in early December.
Yeah, Thursday, Saturday games, so there's an off day in between.
So there'll be cup nights, basically. There'll be nights when the group play. It's regular season games, but they're assigned to the NBA Cup for this year. So there'll be another champion within the season. And they actually did the drawing yesterday, World Cup style, for the groupings. And so there you go.
So is the soccer game going to break out?
It may. Charlotte is in Group 2. Milwaukee and Miami, the top teams in Group 2. And the Lakers got assigned to Group 4, Memphis and Phoenix among the tough competition in Group 4. So it's, round robin group play, and then the group winners. Plus they're taking 2 extra best records who didn't win the group, and that'll go to a knockout stage. It's an innovative, different idea. I think what we talked about yesterday, and probably what we talked about while it's happening, is the buy-in from players, the buy-in from fans, and it feels like, it'll take a while. I love the idea, but I think it'll take a few years to get used to.
Well, those first 2 games, the Thursday, Saturday games, I think, having them as just part of your regular schedule and communicating that this is part of the Cup.
Yep.
There's going to be an education part of that in terms of getting people to understand it. But when it gets to Vegas for a championship, I think people will understand it.
And there's a little payday on the line as well. The winning team, $500,000 a player. That's pretty good.
That's like Kesty.
Little incentive. That's your per diem. Castleton couldn't come up with that one on the rebound. Here comes Bouknight the other way. Kai Jones been a quiet.
Yeah, he has not gotten it going. And Bouknight back-to-back has done a nice job in transition. Defensive transition for the Lakers has not been good in terms of stopping the basketball.
Kai Jones was tying his shoe on the other end. Lakers had a 5-on-4, and then he was wide open after that miss. But Lakers got back. McGowan's from the corner missing. Charlotte is now 4 for 17 here in the first half from three-point land, shooting just north of 31% in the game. Jalen Hood-Schifino, late clock three. Straight down.
Nice job, Hood-Schifino, a good three-point shooter. Not a great three-point shooter, more of a downhill driver, a physical defender. Got a toughness about him.
I think that's what they've seen so far in the Summer League. More from the mid-range. They want to see that three-pointer. That one went in, and so did a triple for Bryce McGowan.
And a really good decision by Nick Smith. As he got in the lane, they basically sealed down off the dunker spot, and he read the defense and made a great decision.
With Schifino going to the rack, and that time Kai Jones commits the personal.
Kai Jones has had no impact on this game so far. He's got to impose a little bit of his personality, identity, energy into the game.
Was a first-round pick back in 2021. He's had trouble with those shoes today, trying to keep them tied. Second time in the last couple possessions. Jalen Hood-Schifino waiting on the free throws. Hood-Schifino 7 points in this first half. I don't think he meant it as a slight as he misses the first free throw there, but when he had his introductory press conference and he was asked about playing with LeBron James.
Oh, that was a good line. That was a good line.
He said, dang, LeBron is old. And he was meaning to say he was literally 7 days old when LeBron was drafted back in 2003. So he didn't mean any offense by it.
Wait a second.
Making us all feel
compared to Jalen Hood-Schifino,
yes.
who's 19 years old.
Yes.
LeBron is old.
That's a good point.
I mean, it's the way it is. I mean, what's LeBron, 39 or 40?
38. I think he'll be 39 this December.
This December. So, I mean.
Coming up on his 21st NBA season, LeBron James.
When you were 19, did you look at like a 38-year-old or 39-year-old guy as being old?
Yes.
And
Absolutely.
the conversation.
A 29-year-old guy.
But I would apologize anyway if I was him.
Absolutely. We are at the half. Charlotte with a 1-point lead. The percentages haven't been there for the Hornets, but they've got the lead. Colin Castleton, great first quarter, 14 points in the first half. James Bouknight with 10. Halftime here in Vegas. Right now over the Lakers with Seth Greenberg, our Mark Kestisher, George Sedano here as well. Charlotte has the lead. James Bouknight has 10 points. Colin Castleton has the most points of any team. 14 impressive first half for the Lakers Summer League Center.
Yeah, Colin Castleton at 6'11" has really done a nice job. We know he's an elite defensive player and rim protector, but offensively he's done a really nice job of making himself available, getting to the offensive glass, being active, following the basketball. And then, just facing up, a little pick and roll right there. Good hard roll, good hands, good decision by DeMoy Hodge. Short roll right here, little pull up. He showed some versatility offensively. He showed good hands. He can play off the elbow. A very good passer, actually leading the Lakers in assists in the Summer League. He looks like a guy that is going to be able to help an NBA team as a backup front court player.
Last year had his final season with the Florida Gators cut short with a broken hand. He had led the SEC with 3 blocks per game. That's the defensive story. We saw a lot of the offensive story in the first half. And Charlotte, more importantly, after highlighting the Lakers, looking for their first win of any of the summer leagues they've played so far. They've got the lead here to start this second half as James Bouknight misses from outside. Oh, Swider getting downhill that time.
Really good decision in transition. Lakers opened up in a little 3-2 zone, and they're still in that 3-2 zone, trying to keep the ball out of the lane.
These are the little bricks you can add on to game by game as well, right? You got a day off yesterday to practice, get some zone look in.
Get a little zone look in, take penetration away. Bouknight's got to be shot ready.
Nick Smith was, and the Arkansas rookie knocks down the triple.
Yeah, Nick Smith and Brandon Miller both played for Bradley Beal's AAU team. Nick Smith was a guy, prior to getting hurt, people thought he was maybe a top 5 draft choice. Struggled a little bit after his injury. Nice.
Steal Charlotte. Bouknight on the run. He'll Euro his way, missing. Kai Jones coming up with the loose ball. Brandon Miller's shot still off here so far in Vegas. Schifino will get himself to the free throw line.
Brandon Miller's got to be like a golfer right now. He's got to have a short-term memory. He's just got to get to the next play. I mean, he's got to see the ball go in. But, again, he's not confident of where his shots are coming from. And you could see him. That ball's almost getting stuck in his shoot pocket. He's got to get up, explode off his feet, a little bit more power in his legs, and just let it go. And you're going to miss shots. That's just the way it is.
On Friday, 5 for 15 in the opener with a 16-point, 11-rebound performance. Also had a couple of steals on the defensive end. Was more aggressive on Friday.
I had a South Carolina game where he had 41, and he scored at all three levels.
Mitch Kupchak was at that game.
Knocked down threes, played off ball screens, rebounded the ball on the defensive end, initiated transition.
Saw Jason Tatum on that last shot a couple seconds ago. Celtic star here on the main court. Thomas and Mack checking out action. Smith, sidestep three, missing. Rebounded by Castleton.
Too many contested shots.
Castleton on the roll, takes it to the rack. Chance for a three-point play.
Really good job right there. Hood Schifino dragging too. That's why you put the guy in a ball screen to get for him to draw a second defender as he comes off that screen and makes the right decision. Castleton with great hands.
Already topping his total of 13 points on Friday. He's got 16 and a chance for one more. Led the Gators in scoring and rebounding prior to that injury we discussed. Three-point play. And the Lakers have the 2-point lead here early in the third quarter. Talked about the Lakers and their run to the Western Conference Finals. As Trey Scott knocks down a three from the outside. It's a big bounce-back year for Charlotte. They were in the play-in game 2 previous years before last year. Injury, circumstance, ended up with 55 losses last season. And so Steve Clifford and the Hornets will look to bounce back in Charlotte this season.
Yeah, they have an interesting team because obviously LaMelo Ball is going to make the game easier for everyone. He's going to get Brandon Miller open looks. Mark Williams showed tremendous potential, and there's Mitch Kupchak right there. P.J. Washington, they got to decide what they're going to do with him. I think that's Miles Bridges will be back. We'll give him a slashing, athletic, physical, winning player. So you're just finding pieces around those key guys right now, guys that are really going to embrace roles and impact winning.
Talked to Mitch Kupchak on draft night and asked about LaMelo Ball, who had been dealing with all kinds of ankle injuries in the right ankle and a procedure that was done. And Mitch was saying he looked like, I think he said he looked normal in workouts, like you wouldn't know that he was injured. And that's what Charlotte fans are hoping for, that he'll be close to 100%, if not 100% healed by the time camp comes around. Got that 5-year max rookie extension worth around $260 million. And a rookie for the Lakers, Jalen Hood Schifino knocking out the three.
And look at the quality of shots and the shot creation that the Lakers are getting right now in relation to the Hornets.
They're very spaced, right? Guys running the spots. Spacing. And a whistle and a foul. Yeah, they got to be very happy, the Lakers, so far.
And this is, you talk about make plays for each other. Be a facilitator. Give yourself up. Baseline drive, baseline drift. Good job with Christie getting to the right spot. Hood Schifino drops the dime. The quality of a shot is basically reflective of moving the ball, moving people, making two people play, putting the defense in rotation, and having everyone play off of that penetration. Lakers are doing a really good job of that. Right now, Charlotte is really struggling with that.
Troy Scott with the free throw at the line. J.D. Dubois doing a nice job as the Summer League head coach for the Lakers. From Inglewood, we mentioned he's a Los Angeles area native. Of course, the Lakers played in Inglewood for so many years before going to downtown Los Angeles. Also from Westchester High School in Inglewood.
Great coach Ed Azam, who used to be the head coach at Westchester High School. Some great players came out of Westchester High School. And great tradition at Westchester. One of the best programs in the city.
Trevor Ariza is a Westchester grad.
Trevor Ariza.
Ken Norton Jr. from football, Westchester guy.
You were locked in right there.
Well, we were up late last night studying together, so I just wanted to beat you to it.
You were studying, but
it didn't add up to 21 players. It was 12 on the roster. Lakers by 4. What do you think of Cole Swider's chance? This will be second year as a two-way. I mean, he just shot the ball terrifically.
Great cut.
Castleton with a great pass.
Great pass, great cut. And that's what Castleton, you put him in that elbow area as a passer, as a facilitator, as a playmaker. And Hodge with a really, really good hard cut.
They got to be thrilled with what they've seen from Castleton so far here in Summer League. And a block foul there will take us to break. Colin Castleton having himself a real nice Summer League.
You put it there in the high post, and what a great cut by Hodge and a great look by Castleton. The Lakers are sharing the sugar.
If you already know that a blend.
Why flash? Why flash? Like, as soon as possible. Come here, Bryce. Come here, Bryce. Hey, Kai, sprint to it. Sprint to it, Kai. One more. Stay. Get him, B.
The sounds of Nick Smith Jr. here this afternoon, and I think he's got to be a very proud papa sitting courtside with us. His college coach, Eric Musselman from Arkansas. You saw it every day, so that's nothing new, right, from what you saw in practice?
No, Nick is a great communicator, a guy that has great will to win, and a really bright future ahead of him.
Well, we see Nick today, but yesterday Anthony Black was as impressive as any guy we may have seen in the start of Summer League. What made Anthony Black so special?
I think really, Coach, when you look at Anthony Black, it's the size and the IQ to be able to play point guard in the SEC. He led the SEC in minutes played, and he played that many minutes because he was really good. It was hard to take him off the floor. Great court vision, and probably his greatest characteristic is he makes others around him a better player.
And I know, just real quickly, the day I came to watch you guys practice, he was the first guy in and the last guy to leave.
Funny how that works, right? Usually those are the best players, are the guys that put in and invest the time in their own player development. And certainly, Anthony has great work ethic, as does Nick Smith.
Coach, it's always fun for me to see the college coaches come back the year after their guys. And it's really only, been a couple of months, right, since you saw them last on the basketball court. And to watch them go from game to game, what's this experience been like for you so far here in Vegas?
I mean, it's so cool. I've been on the other side of being a summer league coach at one time and sitting in the stands as a head coach. But there's nothing like coming to a summer league game. Like, our whole day is games. I mean, we have so many guys playing in the summer league that played at Arkansas. We have a big dinner tonight with the families and the guys that are playing, but it's really, really cool experience to be able to watch them and to see players like Jordan Walsh already have shown improvement from where they were a couple months ago.
Now, you coached in the Summer League. Think about the growth of the Summer League. Warren and Albert's kind of brainchild, where it was when you were coaching in it to where it is today. What goes through your mind?
Well, we're pulling in the line to get in today for this first game. Warren Legary's done, and Albert Hall is incredible. I remember the Summer League when Larry Krueger first started it, and it was at LMU. And so that's a small venue. And then even
Long Beach State for
Long Beach State had it for a while. Boston had the Shaw Summer League. But what this thing has turned into, for those of us that are over probably 50 years old, we understand the growth. And this is a kind of a basketball mecca in the summer. Like, it's a who's who everywhere you go. Incredible what both Warren and Albert have done.
Coach, I'll bring you back to Nick Smith. Obviously, he dealt with a knee injury this past year, so maybe the reason why he slid down to 27. How great of a value, how great of a pick and a young man are the folks in Charlotte, Mitch Kupchak, Coach Clifford getting?
Well, I think, they know what they're getting. They're getting a player who's got tremendous amount of upside. It's really unfair to evaluate anything Nick did with us at Arkansas last year just because, it started, he had an injury on our foreign tour. And so just really, I think he's going to learn so much. He's playing for a great coach, a disciplined coach, a coach who knows how to develop players in Steve Clifford. And obviously, Mitch and I had a lot of conversations leading up to the draft. And I think that the fans in Charlotte are going to love to watch his growth over the next couple of years.
I call you the mad scientist, Musk. So I'm going to, give your team and your program some love. You've done a great job of recruiting high school guys, but you've also done a great job in the portal finding pieces that fit. Your NBA background, your G League background, your CBA background, every other organization that's ever had a team. How much does that help you kind of understand how to fit roles? Because basically you got superstars and the guys that are stars in their roles. How much does that help you?
I think a lot, especially the way the game's changed over the last couple years at the collegiate level. Certainly when you coach in the G League, you might have your two best players called up and you've got to figure out what to do with a completely new roster. So, when people say, well, there's 9 new guys or 10 new guys, I kind of laugh at it because we got 8 months with them before we play a freaking game or whatever, so we got plenty of time to get them ready. It's a lot harder in a G League when they send people down and you got to go play a game that night.
Seth, you know that Coach Musselman and I have a lot in common. We had our younger years, our formative years at the Washington Avenue Armory in Albany. Coach Bill Musselman, of course, was the Patroons coach. Those were some heady days back then.
Hey, Mark, when you look at those rosters, unbelievable talent. Rick Carlisle, who's obviously an NBA head coach, and Scotty Brooks, who's been an NBA head coach. Sam Mitchell played. Just a lot of great players that played in the Armory. And you think about the coaches, Phil Jackson, George Karl, Bill Mulson, a lot of really great coaches for those Albany Patroons.
Thanks for stopping by.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Coach Greenberg.
Eric Musselman, the Arkansas head coach, seeing a lot of his players in action here in Vegas.
Shop Macy's Black
Online, the first ever NBA in-season tournament will debut this November. All 30 teams represented on these coats, by the way, will compete in group play. 8 teams advance to the knockout rounds. 1 will be crowned champion. Visit NBA.com/IST to learn more.
So let's get back to the tournament.
The NBA Cup.
The NBA Cup. I think people are a little bit overreacting to, it is a cup, it is a tournament, but there are games that are going to be played that are just going to be part of your schedule. So they're not adding games;
Correct.
they're just adding a significance, an added significance to certain games. Here's the big question: will that impact load management?
Right. It's a good question because
and once in a while, I get it.
Rarely do we see guys playing 82 games anymore. That's obvious. So you're putting a little extra attention on these regular season games. The only teams that will play more than the scheduled 82 are the 2 teams that make the championship game. As Maxwell Lewis gets an open lane to the basket. So those 2 teams are going to end up with 83 games. And I'm told statistically the 83rd game won't count toward the regular season standings.
No, it's just a payday for one of the teams.
In the open floor, Damian Ball.
Damian Ball transferred to TCU, played for Jamie Dixon, went to back-to-back NCAA tournaments.
Was 3rd in the Big 12 in assists per game, nearly 6 last season, getting a summer league run with Los Angeles and the Lakers.
I like Lewis as an upside, long potential. Got to get stronger, but pretty skilled.
By Max Christie that time, tying up Bryce McGowan's.
Little advanced pass. Defensive transition, optional. Turn it over, get out ahead of the field. Damian Ball with a little bucket. TCU played really fast, but when you turn people over and get ahead of the field, the game becomes pretty easy.
Christie and McGowans will jump here. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Justin Robinson getting a hand in on the steal. Going to go right at Castleton, and the stick back good for Amari Bailey.
I like Amari Bailey's upside. Really physical, strong. Again, one of those ball guards. Play on the ball, off the ball. Will be an elite defender, physical defender.
6'5", comes from a very athletic and accomplished family. Christie going up strong, drawing the foul. Amari's dad, Aaron, played 5 years in the NFL with the Colts.
He looks like he could be a cornerback.
He's built.
He is built.
Excellent athlete. Had a good NCAA tournament. 41st pick in the most recent draft. Lakers won their Summer League opener on Friday. Put up 103 points in doing so. Charlotte looking for its first Summer League victory here in Vegas after dropping 2 as well in Sacramento. Robinson off the mark.
It's amazing they are staying in this game with their inability to make shots.
How have they been able to do it?
They've got out in transition earlier, which got them some easy baskets ahead of the field. But in terms of making shots, literally making contested shots or making open 37 for 29 from the three-point line, they've really struggled shooting the ball in range. What a good passer.
Fudge, the beneficiary of the latest assist from Colin Castleton.
Such a good passer. Pushes it, got on balance, came to a jump stop, made the right decision.
Third assist for Castleton. He's got 17 points, 9 rebounds as well. Shot clock virtually synced up with the third quarter game clock. See if they get a quality shot off. Scott lost the handle. Castleton up ahead. Nice back shoulder throw, unable to finish. Lewis at the rim, but Colin Castleton continues to impress here today.
Colin Castleton dropping dimes, pushing the ball in transition. Watch, gets himself under control, reads the defense. 2-on-1, makes the defense stop the basketball. Great decision, terrific finish.
Good. Just trying to learn the terminologies and learn my players and learn the coaching staff and just learn as much as I can. But overall it's been fun for sure.
And then now the game, fourth quarter coming up, 6-point game. How do you get the victory?
Just keep pushing the pace, playing defense, not giving up open layups, get back on a transition, and making shots. That's most importantly making shots. That's how you win a basketball game.
Nick, thank you. Good luck.
Thank you,
guys. Back to you.
All right, George. Thanks a lot. And Charlotte needs to make some shots. The field goal percentage at 29% today, only 5 of 22 in the third quarter. And on the other end, the Lakers made 9 out of 16 in the third quarter, and they're going to go to the line here in the opening 13 seconds of this fourth quarter. As we remind you, Summer League action continues tonight in Las Vegas on NBA TV, ESPN, the ESPN app. Celtics Wizards on NBA TV at 7:30 Eastern time, followed by Atlanta and Denver. And of course, we've got the Pistons and the Rockets coming up next here on ESPN. There's Darvin Ham. He has arrived, the Lakers head coach, going into year number 2. And you want to talk about a steady influence in the midst of what was a turmoil-filled season early. Darvin Ham is the definition of that.
Darvin Ham is a great leader who's focused on the task at hand and what's in front of him. I mean, you saw that throughout the season. Obviously had to deal with an incredible number of injuries from the best player, his 2 best players. He stayed focused. Rob Pelinka did a great job of solidifying the players around LeBron and AD, but Darvin Ham's poise and messaging with his team to the media, with his team to his team, to me was so impressive.
Poise, and look, he came into a franchise with LeBron James, arguably the best player of all time, and Anthony Davis, one of the best players when healthy in the league, and brought so much credibility for all the years he's played in the league.
And had to make some tough decisions.
Had to, yes. Came from Milwaukee, an assistant on a championship winning team. and stayed the course last year and guided the Lakers much deeper than anyone could have anticipated at any point during the season.
Well, making the playoffs was a huge question mark for a good portion of the season. You got to give Rob Pelinka credit for putting together that roster. Turnovers, man.
Hodge with the steal and a great find up floor for Maxwell Lewis. Pepperdine just down the road from LA.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. Hard to guard when you turn the ball over.
Biggest lead right now, up 10 by the Lakers. And you're not making shots on the other side. How about Hodge making a name for himself today? Nice perimeter block there.
His coach, Dennis Gates, is here watching him. What a great job he's done with that Missouri program.
Hodge for three. The lead grows. Timeout called by Marlon Garnett of the Hornets. A 7-0 Laker run.
I got it. Square! Colin, the screen. Where's the ref? What did he touch?
He swiped in, and then he just hit him right on the arm as he's going up.
He hit him in the arm?
Yeah.
You hit him in the arm, B?
You
wanted to validate it.
Yeah. Not going to yell at the ref. I'm just going to see if you're telling the truth. Trey Scott with the two-hand slam.
Trey Scott's been really active. Cincinnati grad. I'm really impressed. Like Max Christie coming over and like going to Colin Castro. Hey, great screen.
Yep.
Like the ability to acknowledge someone who got you open or acknowledge making the right play. That's how you develop trust. That's how you develop chemistry. That's how you develop a winning mindset and a winning culture. That was really, really good.
And it's from a second-year guy who, by all accounts, he comes into the Lakers locker room last year as a rookie, and, he didn't say much, and he's much more vocal this year, and obviously the confidence is at a whole nother level when you're working with young players, in case of Colin Castleton, who's a rookie, but the vocal nature of Max Christie after one NBA season already very apparent here at Summer League.
20 years old. I mean, like a KG veteran at 20.
Right. You got 18 and 19-year-olds on the floor. Max Christie enjoying his second Summer League. Has led the Summer League Lakers in scoring in all three games, if you include the two in Sacramento as well. I don't know if he's going to catch Colin Castleton today, who's got a double-double working. As Demoy Hodge goes to the free throw line. Told you he's from the British Virgin Islands. Did play his high school basketball in Georgia. Started his collegiate run at Cleveland State, and you saw there finished up a member of the Missouri Tigers last year.
Yeah, played for Coach Gates at Cleveland State. Went over with him to Missouri, and they've just done an incredible job, Coach Gates, with that Missouri program. They are hard to play against. They extend their defense. They play with great spacing. They put you on your heels. And Demoy Hodge is a very good player.
This is to your point, Seth. They've lacked getting really good looks. And then, of course, Kai Jones with 1 second on the shot clock wheels and knocks down a three.
But, that's the first time we've mentioned Kai Jones.
Yeah, good point.
I mean, like just a end of the shot clock. But here's my question. Is anyone getting him a shot?
That's a good question. He's taken only 2 today. He has made both of them. He does have 7 rebounds. But this was a scramble 3 if there was one.
I mean, that was struggle with spacing, deflection, and a shot clock.
Get Charlotte to back within 10. Colin Castleton will get a little break here as Sasha Kalea-Jones, undrafted 5 years ago out of Kentucky, will enter the lineup. See number 31 in gold. Missed practice yesterday with an injury, but able to answer the bell here today. Was an Israeli League scoring champ. Spent last year in the G League. Kalea-Jones getting it to Hodge with the quick trigger. With a long offensive rebound. And second opportunity for the Lakers. Hodge wants the high screen.
Great play.
Nice attempt at a recovery by Jones, but they'll call the goaltend. Count the 2 for the Lakers.
Roy Hodge knows how to play. And that's just a really good read on a hard hedge where he came back and rejected the screen.
He's got skills he can use, right? He can.
Yeah.
Good
Shoot
defender.
Defend.
There you go. Defend and shoot. 3 and D.
Yeah. I love the 3 and Ds and all the. Yeah, he can defend and shoot. He's a good player.
Yeah. Got himself a 2-way contract. McGowan's on the baseline run. The Lakers have assigned all of their 2-ways. This is the first year in the new CBA. You get 3 2-way contracts. We know them all. 3-pointer good for Maxwell Lewis.
That is a good prospect with size, length, skill. A little bit of floor game. Will get stronger and get tougher, but does a nice job of running the floor. Pretty good offensive package. Great pass.
Oh, wow. Dime delivered by Hood Schifino. Running out of room on the end line. Lakers starting to pull away here midway through the fourth quarter. Their biggest lead right now.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. Hood Schifino's impressive. Really hard, can defend, physical, aggressive downhill driver. He's impressive.
Even got his long-range game going. Had been 0 for 10 from long range. Hit a 3-pointer earlier in the ballgame. Lewis trying to find Kalea Jones, goes out of bounds. But Seth, the Lakers starting to pick it up and trying to put it away here.
Little step back right there by Lewis. Really nice job of creating some separation. And then Hood Schifino gets in the lane, keeps his dribble alive, get to the front of the rim. Biggs, nice drop off. Hood Schifino has a really good feel and seems like today, as opposed to maybe earlier, he's never rushed.
Today so far, 12 points, 5 assists. Played with the Indiana Hoosiers. Turned 20 just a few days before the NBA draft. In fact, the youngest player on the Lakers roster currently.
And I'll tell you, he played with a guy that is going to be a good NBA player, and that's Trace Jackson Davis. Trace Jackson Davis can run, rebound, very good passer, can play more than one position. He's got to shoot it a little bit better, but he's going to be a good NBA player.
Brandon Miller, who excelled at Alabama last year, passes to Nick Smith Jr., drops on the 3. Smith shot at 34% in college. And 3 for 7 from today. Foul called, loose ball against Charlotte. A little bit of frustration showing on the faces of the Hornets so far this afternoon. As Marlon Garnett, their Summer League head coach, tries to keep their spirits up. Charlotte assistant was the Summer League head coach for Phoenix back in 2017, which, by the way, was the year the Lakers won the Summer League title. It's right in his wheelhouse. Cole Swider for 3.
Cole Swider is shot ready and understands how to get to open spots. An elite three-point shooter. You say, like, is there a place for him in the league? There's always a place for shooters.
Yes. They're looking for him on the defensive end to improve on that side. But when he went in with Rob Pelinka for Cole's pre-draft workout, I think he hit just about every shot from what I've been told. They asked him back for a second pre-draft workout and hit shots there as well. And Cole ended up undrafted, but ended up a 2-way.
Legit size, quick release, and deep three-point range.
3 years at Villanova, finished up his collegiate experience with Syracuse.
All right, question for you. Can he develop into Duncan Robinson?
Oh, good question. Yeah, why not?
He's got to be able to move. Duncan Robinson is a very underrated cutter.
Yep.
In terms of setting himself up to come off those dribble handoffs, to come off those screens. And now he's in the playoffs. He showed the ability to show the ball and get to the rim.
And that's the next stage. More than just be catch and shoot three-point shooter. Being able to create for yourself. And that's also a testament to what they do in Miami as well. They're so good at developing, giving guys opportunities. And then, of course, can you go from a two-way contract to a 5-year, $90 million contract like Duncan Robinson came up with? That might be harder.
That's a real contract.
How about our pal Greg Popovich signing on for 5 more years with San Antonio as Hood Schifino drops one out of the sky.
That's a good contract, too.
Get you a lot of good wine. Got Victor Wembanyama in year 1 to try and develop in San Antonio. Spurs will be playing later tonight, but let's take a look at Jalen Hood Schifino from deep.
Really good job, a little step back, on balance, nice release. He's going to be a good enough three-point shooter. I just like how hard he plays.
Does play very aggressively. 3:15 to go in the game. Brandon Miller will bring it up for the Hornets. Just 3 for 13 in his second Vegas Summer League game and knocks that one down. Wanted to call as well, but got the deuce.
I'd like to see him be a little bit more aggressive, not just be a jump shooter and a catch and shoot guy. Like, he has a floor game. He was a high school point guard at one time. I'd like to see him be a little bit more aggressive and use his size to get over people in the lane a little bit.
Be interested to see what he says post-game. He did talk about letting the game come to him a little bit more on Friday night than he did in the Summer League previously. Not getting a little more run here. Be interested to see what he has to say about his performance today.
He'd be disappointed. I mean, look, he's a prideful kid. He wants to play well. He knows there's an expectation as the number 2 pick in the draft. Great cut right there.
Well, look, Maxwell Lewis wanting the ball.
Just a great curl, and defensively, you can't trail. That's a settle, even though he can make that shot.
You might hear like a little extra cheering here in the crowd for Maxwell Lewis, who grew up in Las Vegas. Castleton missing, getting his own rebound and getting to the free throw line. Lakers looking to go 2-0 in Summer League season. Again, Deportes. ESPN 2 is going to have a StatCast version once again, detailing exit velo, launch angle, distance of each ball. Coverage beginning at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific with baseball tonight on ESPN. Who do you like, Seth? I love home run derby. Who do you like?
Wait
Pete
a second.
Alonso?
I got Carl Ravitch on line 1. He says,
you are my Carl Ravitch.
I'm a Yankee fan, but I'm going to have to go with Alonso.
All right. Go with Alonso.
Who are you going with? I mean, you usually call this.
I'm going with Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Why not? Hey, our Lakers leading scorers, Castleton having himself a terrific afternoon so far. Colin Castleton at the free throw line. Part of 5 Lakers in double figures. They only carry 12 here in Summer League, and they're playing terrifically so far.
How do you get 5 guys in double figures? You share the basketball.
There you go.
Take care of the ball, share the basketball, make plays for each other. And that's exactly what the Lakers have done.
Made some good defensive plays. Got out in transition. Very good passing unit so far here in Vegas.
20 assists to 33 field goals.
It's good.
Like, the ball is moving. It's not getting stuck.
Gowans going under the basket, looking to pass out, and got fouled with 1:36 to go.
Here's the thing that's hard. Like, Brandon Miller's obviously struggled a little bit. This will have nothing to do with how impactful he will be when the regular NBA season begins.
This is the same conversation for Victor Wembanyama and any other of the top draft picks.
Yeah, and look, you're playing with a bunch of guys that a lot of them aren't going to be in the league. You're not playing with the guys that are getting you shots. The system really isn't in place. Limited practice experience. And so, if you're Brandon Miller, you can't look at this as, oh, I'm failing. This is just part of that process. And that's why you have Summer League prior to the start of the season.
And, oh, by the way, the microscope of being in front of sold-out crowds on national television.
Think about Durant and Curry and their early Summer
point.
Leagues.
Made a great graphic on SportsCenter earlier this morning with Durant and Curry. And both of them shot under 30% in their Summer League debuts. KD had 18 points on 5 of 17. And the great Steph Curry was 4 for 14 with 16 points. They both did pretty well for themselves.
Yeah. They've worked out.
And so has Summer League for the Lakers thus far. The Laker fans making their way from Southern California to Las Vegas. Going to have their team go to 2-0 to start the season. They take the shot clock violation. And the Hornets will go back to the drawing board before they get to their next game. They'll go to 0-2 here in Las Vegas. Dropped a couple in Sacramento as well. Nick Smith got pulled down. Foul's going to be on Jalen Hood-Schifino.
Let me ask you, do you think Charlotte's played too many games?
I don't think so. I think, you know, we've talked about at this age, guys used to play what?
2 a day?
2 games a day?
Yeah.
In AAU? I think right now it's probably about what? Keeping the guys' confidence up, running some more drills, and just get back at it. It's all about reps. I mean, we always say it's not about the wins here, but when you string together a bunch of losses, that does take a bit of a toll.
Yeah, and the guys that you're expecting to play well are struggling. How are they handling that? Emotionally and mentally, I think is really, really important.
Well, the Lakers enjoying their trip to Vegas so far. Max Christie will dribble it out. And a big second half for the Lakers. They were down by 1 at halftime and go away to pick up the win. Max Christie, terrific game here this afternoon. Same for Colin Castleton, who went for 21 points. Ended up with 14 rebounds. Saw his passing game on display as well. As the Lakers roll on halfway through the first 4 scheduled games, Brandon Miller had another struggle shooting the number 2 overall pick, but they will run it back next time out here in Summer League. 4 games guaranteed, and then we'll see who makes the final 4, and everybody will play a 5th game here in Vegas. Colin Castleton opening some eyes, two-way player. Came up with 13 points and 6 assists in the opener. Comes up with 21 points and 14 rebounds in his second ball game here in Las Vegas. Lakers put up 103 points in their first and 93 here in their second. So all good for J.D. Dubois, the Summer League head coach.